Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a bit of a different one, and it is the makeup that I've used up in 2017, 2018, 2019 and 2020, and it's all numbers. So if you're interested in seeing that, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so the idea for today's video was because I keep a Project Pan notebook since 2017 of all of the items that I used up in every single category and how much money it adds up to. And I was talking to one of you guys, Christina and Hi, on Instagram about it, and I said, you know what, now why don't I just do a video on it? It'd be kind of cool for me to see it all in one place. So it took me since then to do a spreadsheet on it, and then I looked on YouTube to make sure no one else had done it, and someone has done it, and it's Too Much Tash. She's done it as well. So I will link her video down below as well, because we all love her, surely. So I have my computer here, so if I'm looking down, that's what the story is. I have everything on a spreadsheet, and it was actually really interesting to see, because I thought, you know, has the pandemic severely impacted it versus every other year, and how my makeup has changed over. So we'll start with, I'm going to put the snips of what I'm looking at here up on the screen, so forgive me if I'm looking down. So first category is lip products. So for lip liners, in 2017 I used 1, in 2018 I used 2, in 2019 I used 3, and in 2020 so far I've used none. So for lip liner I used €1.80 in 17, €9.79 in 18, €16.47 in 2019, and nothing in 2020. Like for me, it's more about the actual quantity of product I use up rather than the value. I asked you guys that recently, were you on the same page as me on that one? And most of you were. I think everyone who wrote back was the same. So for lipstick, in 2017 I used up 4 lipsticks, which was €23.78. In 2018 I used 4 lipsticks again, but this time it was €38.89. In 2019 I used 5 lipsticks, and that was €55.87. And in 2020 so far I've only used up 1 lipstick. So it seems like the average lipstick for me to use up per year is 4. And the reason why I'm only after using up 1 lipstick in 2020 so far is not actually the pandemic. You'll see later why, and I'll highlight it to you when I get there, but I seem to be consistently using up about 4. So the next one here is lip gloss. So I used up 4 lip glosses in 2017, and that was €20.59. And I feel like I went through a couple of years of panning when lip gloss was not in fashion. So it was harder for me to pan them at that time because it wasn't the done, like really the done thing. In 2018, I used up 3 lip glosses, and that was €29.95. Look at this one, look, wait for this. In 2019, I used up 14 lip glosses, and that was €127.03. €127.03 of lip glosses used up in a year. It wasn't 14 full-size lip glosses. I think I recorded my 2019 makeup empties, so that would be on YouTube. Maybe, actually, I might just link that down below. A lot of them were minis, so that I think they were mini Tarte lip glosses that had come in a holiday kit. In 2020 so far, I've actually used up 6 lip glosses, which is €53.50. So far in 2020, I'm after beating 2017 and 2018. So I'm actually really happy with that. For the next one, so this is the reason why I've used up less lipsticks this year versus every other year, other than the pandemic. Liquid lipstick. So for liquid lipstick, I didn't use any up in 2017, 18 or 19, but in 2020, I've used up 2 liquid lipsticks so far, and that was €15.99 worth of liquid lipstick, which is liquid lipsticks are very, very hard to use up. But remember, we were all in a craze of liquid lipsticks, and then I ended up not using them up, so then I felt maybe I should do that. So the next category of lip is lip balm. In 2017, I used 1 at €6. In 2018, I used 2 at €9. In 2019, I used 4 at €12. And so far in 2020, I've used 1 for €3. I do not have a massive lip balm collection. I just cycle through, and when I run out, I repurchase. I'm not bold there. And then for lip scrub, I do not own any lip scrubs currently. So for 2017 and 2018, I didn't use up any. In 2019, I used up one, and it was a Lush one, I think. And then in 2020, I don't currently own a lip scrub. So let's do the totals for lip products. We'll do the total at the very end. So in 2017, I used up a total of 10 lip products with a value of €50.17. In 2018, I used 11, which was €87.63. God. And then in 2019, I used 27 lip products, €219.13 worth of products on my mouth. That's crazy. 2020, I used up 10 so far. That's €77.49. So at least for lip products, I've hit my goal in the sense of I'm not lower than any other year, which is what I thought would happen. So now on to all about my face. So let's start here with primer. So for primer in 2017, I didn't use any. And in 2018, I used 5, and that was €63.13. Some of those primers were little teeny tiny minis that had come in a benefit little kit. They had little small benefit ones that I was given from a girl in work. In 2019, I only used up one, and it was $14.50. And I think that primer was a NYX one, I think, and I didn't like it. In 2020 so far, I have used up 2, and that is €12.19. One of those primers, I think, was the Nivea post-shave, aftershave balm for men. So the next category is foundation. Now, this one is interesting for me because I went from full coverage matte to enjoying a lighter coverage. So I wanted to see had that actually affected my numbers, and it actually has. So in 2017, I used up 4 foundations for €56 worth of foundation. In 2018, I only used up 3, which was €71.20. Do you see what I mean there? I used one less product, but yeah, I used more in value. I still would rather have used up the 4. In 2019, I only used up 1, and that was €35 worth. And that was the Urban Decay All-Nighter, and I didn't enjoy that. It was too full coverage for my taste. And in 2020, I've only used up 1 so far, and it was the It Cosmetics CC Cream. My foundation collection isn't out of control, so I'm at the point in my foundation where I am cycling. I'm not in a rush, if that makes sense. The next category is concealer. So in 2017, I used up 3. That was €41.48. In 2018, I only used up 1, and that was €3.49. Oh. In 2019, I used up 2, and that was €25.09. And then in 2020 so far, I've used up 3, and that's €16.67. Now, the reason why I used up 3 is because they're little pots. Like they're not these kind of concealers. They're little potted ones in a face palette, but still, it's 3 concealers. So for the next product is bronzer. This is my favorite kind of categories to look at, but bronzer anyway. In 2017, I used up 2 bronzers, which added up to €19.62 worth of bronzers. And if you imagine how much money I probably spent on bronzers versus how much money I used up. In 2018, I used up 1 bronzer, and it was €34, and it was the Hoola bronzer from Benefit, I think. In 2019, I used up 3 bronzers, and it was €20.19. And in 2020 so far, I've only used up 1 bronzer, and that was €1.25 for that bronzer. Interesting, isn't it? So the next one is blush. And I seem to use up the exact same amount of blush every year. So I used 1 blush in 2017, and it was €5. In 2018, I used 1 again, and it was €26. And that 2018 one was a Tarte cream blush, I think. And then in 2019, I used up 1 blush. It was €12.50, and that was a number 7 pressed powder blush. And in 2020, I've used 1 so far, and that was €5, and that was a Tarte mini blush. And I'm on goal for finishing 2 blushes this year. This second blush that I'm about to finish, I only started this year, so that's kind of exciting to me because it would have been start to finish having never been used in the 1 year, which is something I've never done. So the next category is highlighter, and in 2017 I used up 4, and they were all cream highlighters, and it was €16.45. It was either 2017 or 2018. I used to have loads of cream highlighters and I never wore them, so I had to pan them. In 2018 I used 4 again and it was 47 euros and 4 cents. In 2019 I only used 1 and it was 4 euros 50, and it was a mini highlighter from a face palette, a sleek one. In 2020 I've used 2 so far, and that's 6 euros and 76 cents, and both of those were minis from a face palette. Minis, they still take me a while. I think there was like nearly 3 grams in each of them, so I don't really think that's, I don't know. For face powders, so I'm interested to see here as well, because as I said, I was full coverage matte and now I'm more glowy naturally, and my skin type or texture seems to have changed also. So for face powders in 2017 I used up 2 and it was 45 euros and 49 cents. That's expensive, isn't it? And then in 2018 I used up 3, 31 euros and 28 cents. In 2019 I used up 4, that's 45 euros and 19 cents. And 2020 I used up 2, which is 5 euros and 46 cents. One of the expensive face powders was the Laura Mercier Candle Glow in the shade 1, and I actually really liked that. And then I went straight onto the Rimmel one and I liked that too. But I did like the Glow Airbrush finish from the Laura Mercier one, and I probably would get that again. And I don't think I would mind as much because it takes me a lot longer to finish them now because I'm not using as much. For setting sprays, I used up none in 2017 or 18. In 2019 I used up 2 at a value of 44 euros. And in 2020 so far I've used up 2 at a value of 44 euros. I am almost finished my third one. However, that will only add like 1 euros onto it or something like that, because I made it, but I'm still going to count the amount of money it cost me to make it. So it was only a couple of cents. But it still counts because I used it as a setting spray in a setting spray bottle. So on to totals. So in 2017 I used up 16 face products at 184 euros and 4 cents. In 2018 I used up 18 face products at 276 euros and 14 cents. And in 2019 I used up 15 at 200 euros and 97 cents. And in 2020 so far I've used up 14 face products at 130 euros and 33 cents. I think that's a combination of the fact that I've been applying makeup less due to Corona, and 2, I seem to wear less coverage on my face as if it takes a bit longer. Onto eyes. I don't know, I love this category too. So for brows, I used up nothing in 2017, okay? In 2018, I used up 5 brow products at 98 euros and 99 cents. Is that not crazy to you when you think about it? 98 euros and 90, so basically 99 euros worth of eyebrow products. That is ridiculous, in a good way, I suppose, because it's finished. I now only have like 2 brow products, so it's okay, or maybe 3, I don't know. In 2019, I used up 1 brow product and it was $11.99. In 2020 so far I've used up none, but I will finish 1 by the end of the year. And again, this category doesn't actually matter because I don't actually own 5, if that makes sense. For eye base and primer in 2017 I used up none. In 2018 I used up 2 at 27 euros and 30 cents. That was a liquid eye base and they were rotten, and I used to hate pan back then. I should have thrown them away, but I wore them all until it was all gone. I even removed the stopper. I don't know why I did that. In 2019, I used up, I suppose you're on a learning process. I only used up 1 base in 2019 and it was 3 euros and 8 cents. It was an Urban Decay product. In 2020 so far I've used up none. However, I've been using the same one every single time I've done my makeup since January 1st 2020, so I don't know will it be finished by the end of the year, but it is close, so maybe. For eyeliner in 2017 I used up 1, and that was €1.90. Again, 1 in 2018 and it was $7.29. In 2019 I used up 8 and that was €70.86. What happened in 2019 is I realised I wasn't focusing on my liquid eyeliners, and I'm doing that again now. And so I went ham on the rest of my liquid eyeliners as well as pencil eyeliners and finished them. And in 2020 so far I've used no eyeliner up. What I've been doing in 2020 is I've been circling through my pencil eyeliners. However, I have not been using my liquid ones, so I really need to cop on with that category. For mascara, I personally wear mascara until it's all gone. I don't follow the 3-month rule. I wait until it's gone. I don't care. I've been happy enough to do that. If there was an issue, I wouldn't do it, but there hasn't been. So in 2017, I used up 3 mascaras. That was €24.79. In 2018, I used up 3 again, and that was €48.99. Wow. In 2019, I used up 3, and that is €35. And in so far in 2020, I've used up 2. That is €19.49. Every single year here, I didn't purchase one of the 3 mascaras, because every Christmas my parents get me a Soap and Glory kit, and there's a mascara in there from Soap and Glory, so that's cool. And then for pigments, in 2017 I used up 1, it was €5. 2018 I used up 2, it was a tenner. 2019 I used up 2, which was €4.40, and that was because it was a MAC sample pot and I worked it out versus the gram. And in 2020 so far I have used up none. None! I think this is because I am working on so many eyeshadows and projects that I've overdone it. I've overwhelmed myself there. So for eyeshadow, I don't know, this is cool. So in 2017, I used up 14 eyeshadows. It was €6.60. That eyeshadow was from a 188 eyeshadow palette that I had gotten off eBay. It was called Manly, and I was panning it for ages. In 2018, I used up 11 eyeshadows at a value of €26.53 worth of eyeshadow. In 2019, I only used up 7, and that was €11.89 worth of eyeshadows. And in 2020, so far, I have used up 9 eyeshadows, €34.86 worth of eyeshadow. I think the eyeshadow is the most curious one, interesting one for me, because that's mostly where my makeup spending money would go. So it's funny to see in a peculiar way that I'd only use up €6 worth. Well, I know in 2017 I wouldn't have really bought any makeup, but say in 2019, using up €11 worth of eyeshadow, and I know I spent a lot more than that on it. I actually didn't spend that much money in 2019. Actually, this year was my boldest year. €34 on eyeshadow. So for totals, in 2017 I used up 19 eye products, and that was €38.29. In 2018 I used up 24. I was making sure it was still recording. 24 eyeshadow products at €219.10. Eye products. In 2019 I used up 22 eye products at €139.22. And in 2020, I've only used up 11 at €54.35. And aside from the pandemic, the main reason why this has happened is because I started my YouTube channel, I think it was the 13th of January in 2019. And in 2020, I joined a load of project pans for eyes and stuff, added eye products in everywhere. And I've overdone it, I've overdone it. Now I'm on goal to finish a few more eyeshadows actually finish a few more by the end of the year. But still, does that not say to you, I'm doing too much? Now, my goal next year would be to have as many palettes look used and pans all over the place while finishing some simultaneously. So maybe that might not change. So now for totals. Overall totals. So in 2017, I finished 45 products. That was €274.50. I find this interesting because on YouTube and Instagram I see a lot of people trying to finish $1,000 worth. I to get me, I still finished 45 products, but they added up to €274.50. This is because the majority of my collection is affordable, with the exception of eye products. I have more of a mix there. I do have a mix throughout my collection, but the overwhelming majority of products are not that expensive. They're more in the more affordable realm. In 2018, I used up 53 products at €582.87. In 2019, I used up 66 products at €689.29. And in 2020 so far, I've used up 36 products at €264.22. So my goal that I didn't announce on YouTube, but it's the same goal every year, is to use up 50 products. like I want to use more, but my goal is to use up 50, and I never had a monetary value goal. I just tracked it to see. So if we're to see here, I need to use up another 14 products in 2020 to hit the 50, and I will do that, I think. And in relation to money, I've used up 264 euros and 22 cents. So if I want to beat my lowest other year, that was in 2017, I need to use up another tenner at least, which I will do. So I think even though there's a pandemic, I'll still beat 2017, if that makes sense. Which is interesting to see when you see it added up like that, isn't it? Okay guys, I know that not everyone is into that kind of thing, but I love numbers and data, weird like that, but I enjoy it. So if you've done anything like this, or if you have, you know how much you've used up even as a whole, or how many lipsticks have you used up, or what, anything, let me know. I love that kind of thing. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you the next time. Take care. Bye. Thank you.